District Board of Education regular board meeting of September 3rd, 2025 will please come to order. Pursuant to the Ralph M. Brown Act, this is a meeting of the Board of Education in public, and only items on the agenda will be discussed this evening. We invite you to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are at item 2C, announcements from closed session and open session procedures. The board is adjourning from closed session where the following item permitted by law was considered. 1B, public employee discipline dismissal release pursuant to Government Code Section 54957. With regard to agenda item 1B, there is no announcement at this time pursuant to Government Code Section 549571, subdivision A5. I would like to welcome everyone to the meeting and would like to make the following announcements. The board values your input on the important education matters we face. Therefore, the district is providing multiple opportunities for public participation. Public viewing is available through internet live stream on the CVUSD website. Please note that different opportunities to provide public or written comments to the board can be found on the main page of the board agenda. Members of the public wishing to submit a written comment had the option to email their comments to sfelman@conejousd.org by 3 p.m. today. Board members were provided with these written comments prior to the meeting. Persons wishing to address the board in person should fill out a blue speaker card and hand it to Mrs. Fellman at the secretary's desk. If you wish to speak on a specific agenda item, please turn in your card prior to that item section of the agenda. If the school district business you wish to speak about is not on the agenda, please turn in your card before the public comment section of the agenda. If you intend to donate time to another speaker, please hand in both speaker cards at the same time to Mrs. Fellman. If you wish to register your concern but not speak at the podium, please fill out a yellow public statement form and turn it in at the secretary's desk. Board members will be provided with these statements after the board meeting. Please be advised that a recording of this meeting is being made and broadcast for our live stream audience, and the recording and broadcast may capture images and sounds of those attending the meeting. Smoking is not permitted in this building or anywhere on district property. Copies of the agenda are available on the table in the board lobby. Please silence all mobile phones. We're at item 2D, approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
President Powell.
Yes.
I move that we approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this? Okay, seeing none, we will vote. Trustee Kearns?
Yes.
Trustee Sylvester?
Yes.
Trustee Gill?
Yes.
Trustee Gorbach?
Yes.
Trustee Goldberg?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Motion carries 5-0 with a preferential yes vote from Trustee Kearns. We are now at item 2E, the Weathersfield K-Kids. We invite them up to the podium. Hello, hello. We're so happy you're here. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And we have your printout, so thank you. Thank you. And the stage is yours.
My little friends, Leah is first. Okay. Got this? Nice and loud. Ooh. Nice and loud, you got it. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, President Powell, Superintendent McLaughlin, board members, and viewing audience. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Leah Israel, and I'm in Builders Club at Los Cerritos Middle School. This is Miss Warner, and we are students from the K-Kids Service Leadership Program at Weathersfield and the Builders Club at Los Cerritos. These programs teach kids that leadership begins with service.
Okay, step aside. All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Ella. Through fun, hands-on projects, we learn teamwork, kindness, and responsibility while making a real difference in our homes, schools, and communities. One of the most powerful ways that we put these skills into action is through Relay for Life, the American Cancer Society's signature event to fight cancer.
Nicely done. Okay.
Hi, my name is Dylan. This year marks 40 of impact
40 years.
40 years of impact for Relay for Life, a movement that has brought communities together to honor survivors, remember loved ones, and raise millions to fight cancer. Over these 4 decades, Relay has shown the incredible power of people coming together for a cause bigger than themselves.
Okay, next up. And then the next page is our event flyer, who was done by a high schooler, by the way, one of our high schoolers. Okay, remember, you say this. What is
Relay for Life? Hi, my name is Emily.
Relay is
Relay is
a signature
signature fundraiser event of the American Cancer Society.
There you go. Community.
Communities unite to celebrate survivors, remember loved ones, and raise funds for research and support programs.
Nicely done. Okay, next up, Magnolia. Say hi.
Hi, my name's Magnolia. A fun, family-friendly day of walking, activities, and inspiration.
Okay, and so, when is it, you ask? Go ahead.
The date is Saturday, September 27th, 2025. The location is California Lutheran University, Thousand Oaks, California. The time is 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Teams walk the track to symbolize the ongoing fight against cancer.
Very nice. Next up. Leah. 10.
10 vendors, fun games and activities at team booths, great raffles and silent auction, golf foursome from Los Robles, gift cards from Patrons, Lazy Dog, Cisco's, Kirk's Jewelers, Pacific Breeze Hair Salon, and much more. Music all day. Three Rivers Band, Sambuca, Page Pile,
Yes. Oak Park.
Oak Park Chamber Music, and Los Cerritos Middle School Choir.
Nicely done. Ella. Okay.
Survivors eat free for
all
all day. Breakfast from Kiwanis Club of Thousand Oaks. Lunch, Chick-fil-A, Valentino's Pizza. Dinner, Jersey, Mike's, and Valentino's Pizza.
Okay. Next page. Almost there. Okay. And Dylan. Or
Why it matters. Fund life-saving cancer research. So far in the U.S., 867 grants have been funded, total $516.3 million.
Nicely done. Emery, you're up.
Supports patients with rides to treatment, login and 24/7 cancer helpline.
Excellent. Magnolia.
Builds a strong local support for network and
For.
survivors and caregivers.
Okay. Next page. All right. All right. Got this?
How to get involved. Gather friends, family, coworkers, classmates, or members of your club or church to form a relay team. If you don't have a team, you can join an existing one in your community.
Okay. Ella?
Help plan the event by joining Relay for Life Committee. Volunteer the day of Relay with setup, registration, survivor support, activities, or cleanup. Invite survivors and caregivers you know to attend and be celebrated.
Excellent. Dylan?
Walk the track, enjoy entertainment, play games, and connect with others who share the same passion for ending cancer. Stay for the full event or drop in for parts that matter most to you.
Excellent. Emery. Okay.
Share relay on social media.
Encourage.
Encourage friends, families, or your workplace to get involved. Sponsor the relay to show your company's support.
Okay. And Magnolia.
Special events at Conejo Valley Relay for Life. 5K run. Fun run 5K at 8:30. Free pancake breakfast to all registered participants.
Okay, keep going.
Survivor lap and caregiver recognition. Team booths and games around the track. Our game is pin the candle on the birthday cake.
Good job. Leia. There you go. Live.
Live entertainment, games, and vendor booths. Amazing raffle and silent auction area. Raffle and auction winners announced at 5:45 p.m.
Ella.
Luminera ceremony honoring loved ones. Our mayor will be sharing his survivor story.
Okay. We are almost there. Last page. Dylan? What do we say? Sign.
Sign up today and be the hope we need.
All right, Emery. Just going to give you the website. Ready?
www.relayforlife.org
Org
slash Conejo Valley CA.
All right. Magnolia. Go. Let's.
Let's make this the biggest, most impactful relay Conejo Valley has ever seen.
Okay, ready? We're not done. Ready? CVUSD. We really need you. Thank you. Great job.
Thank you so much, K-Kids and Mrs. Warner, for coming and sharing about Relay for Life with us. I imagine that most, if not all, the people in this room have somehow been impacted by cancer, so we know it's an important cause, so thank you for being here. Okay, we are at 2F, reports from our student reporters. I don't know if they're all here, but we're so glad to have the three of you here thus far. I believe first we're going to have Century Academy and Selena Smith.
Good morning, President Powell, Dr. McLaughlin, and members of the Board District Administration. My name is Selena Smith, and I am a junior at Century Academy. I am happy to be the student reporter this year, and I'm looking forward to providing important information for you each month as we launch into the new ski year at Century. So far, we've welcomed 70 new students to Century Academy, and we have a total of 35 seniors working towards graduation goals. Additionally, we have close to 90 Shine students enrolled for a grand total of 279 students in our entire program, including the post-secondary program at Conejo Oaks Academy. To start the year off on the right foot, students have met with their advisors during the first 3 days of school to complete their agreements, review their classes, participate in student success seminars. In HG, we have met to discuss plans for the year. Although we don't have a full list of events planned yet, I can report that we are planning a few fundraisers this month, one including Dave & Buster's and the other being the stand in Westlake Village. These fundraisers help our school financially, and we look forward to a lot of participation from our school and community and beyond. We also have a water event on the 24th. Some of the events on this day include water balloons, activities, and holding a raffle with prizes being to dump a bucket of water on a teacher's head. Thanks to Prop 28 funding, we have new art and music workshop for our Shine Homeschool families to participate in. These workshops meet on Tuesdays. Art is at 9 a.m. and music's at 10 a.m. in person at Shine. Finally, back to school night is coming up on Wednesday, September 10th from 5 to 7 p.m. We all hope all can attend. In conclusion, I want to convey my enthusiasm for this upcoming year, and I look forward to sharing more updates in the coming months. Wish you all wonderful evenings.
Thank you so much, Selena. Next, we have Conejo Valley High School, Angeline Pinn.
Good evening, President Powell, Dr. McLaughlin, members of the board, and district administration. My name is Angeline Pinn, and I'm a senior at Conejo Valley High School, and I'm happy to be back here this year as a board reporter. I have to be honest, I never thought I would say that I was excited for school to start, but I was actually very excited to come back to school this year. Our school year has started off good. So far, we've welcomed 31 new students and have a total of 55 seniors working on graduation goals. We are working on organizing our CVHS Dragon Dresser. We started the year with a lot of new donations, and we need to sort through. We will have that up and running really soon. On August 23rd, a few dragons volunteered at the first Adelante food share of the school year. We were able to provide some clothing, accessories to the community. Once our Dragon Dresser is up and running for the school year, we will be able to provide more options for the food share. We ended our first week of the school with the water balloon toss on August 22nd during lunch. Almost the whole school participated, and congratulations to Jesse Catalano and Jaden Hibbard for winning the event. And a big thanks to the school for providing us with popsicles after the contest. It was a great way to cool off and end the first week of school. Tomorrow, the Ventura County Sheriff's Office Department is joining us in the morning to provide a donut hole for a goal. They want to help us emphasize how important it is to set goals for our future. This will take place on the back patio. You are all invited to join us. Friday morning, starting at 5:30, we'll be having our first ever senior sunrise. Anthem is helping out with hot chocolate and donuts, and we will have games and activities for the students to participate in. It's also optional to just relax and watch the sunrise. You're all welcome to join us in the backyard here to watch the sunrise as well. Back to school night is Thursday, September 18th. A huge thank you once again to Adelante for providing support for the event. They are a huge help in supporting us as we try to bring our community together. Last year was the first time CVHS did a back to school night as a family night, and it was the best one yet. We're planning to make this one even better. We have a lot of things coming here at CVHS, and I look forward to reporting on them next month. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angeline. And next up, we will have Westlake High School, Fiona Mercer.
Good evening, Dr. McLaughlin, Dr. Powell, board admin, and community members. I hope you all had a relaxing summer. My name is Fiona Mercer, and I'm a junior at Westlake High School. I'm honored to be giving my first official report of the 2025 to the 2026 school year on behalf of our Warriors. Before I dive into all of the amazing events that Westlake has been putting on, I want to share a quick personal update. When I was 8 years old, my mom took me to my very first piano lesson. Being the impatient little girl that I was, I quit after 20 minutes of being in class and swore I'd never play an instrument again. Fast forward to this year, when my counselor told me that I needed to add another class to my schedule, my friend Tyler Edwards somehow convinced me to join the strings orchestra class at our school. Learning the violin hasn't exactly been easy, but I'm excited to challenge myself and hopefully play in a concert with my friends by the end of the year. Now on to what Westlake has been up to. First, I'd like to thank Newberry Park High School for hosting the Scott Bakovich Leadership Training. It was such a valuable experience where we learned new leadership skills, and we also had a blast, especially when Scott ordered Taco Bell for us at the end of the day. This year, over 85% of our freshmen attended WOW Day. Leading a tour for my freshman group was such a great bonding moment. I got to know so many of them, and hearing how excited they are for the next 4 years made me even more excited to see what they'll accomplish. To kick off the year, our ASG hosted a full week of welcome with lunchtime activities every day. Students got to guess how many candies in a jar, get temporary tattoos, try face painting, search for ducks hidden around campus, and so much more. We also had music playing at lunch to make the first week extra fun. On top of that, we held our first lunch rally of the year where our cheer and dance teams both performed to get everyone excited for the first home football game. Speaking of football, our first home game and first away game had amazing turnouts. These nights were the perfect way for our Warriors to cheer on our players and hang out with their friends. Even though we have only been at school for a couple of weeks, ASG has been busy planning exciting upcoming events including Homecoming, National Hispanic Heritage Month, and our annual clubs meeting for new and returning student organizations. Just this morning, our seniors came together for Senior Sunrise, where they made sweet memories with their friends while enjoying Dunkin' Donuts, which was their fundraiser to support their class. This Friday, Westlake will host its first school-wide assembly since COVID. Featuring guest speaker Keith Hawkins, our students are beyond excited, and we can't wait to hear his message and take away the valuable skills that he will teach us. Before I close, I've got to give credit where it's due. Thank you to the Thousand Oaks Police Department for Donut Holes for Goals. It was the sweetest way to start our day. Thank you to our hardworking custodians who keep Westlake looking amazing every single morning. And a big thank you to my orchestra teacher, Mrs. Blake, along with Kona, Aaron, and Tyler, for being so patient with me as I am learning everything about the violin. That concludes my report. Thank you so much for your time, and as always, we're building our future the Warrior way. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much, Fiona. And I think we are missing our reporters from Newbury Park and Thousand Oaks High Schools. Is that correct? Yes, they're not here. Okay. So we are moving on to thank you all, to all three of you so much. We're at 2G, public comments. The CVUSD Board of Education wants to hear from students, parents, employees, and our community. All individuals have the right to provide public comments during our school board meetings under Government Code Section 549543. Comments regarding specific items listed on tonight's agenda must be made when that agenda item is called. If you wish to speak on a topic that is not on tonight's agenda, now is the time to provide your public comment. If you've not already done so and wish to speak, please hand in your blue card to Mrs. Fellman. Please note that if you have any materials to hand to board members, please provide those materials to Mrs. Fellman for distribution to the board. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the board cannot undertake any action or discussion on items not on tonight's posted agenda. However, members of the board or its staff may briefly reply to comments or questions posed by the public. Usually we will wait until after the end of the public comment period before responding. As our meetings are held in public, your comments will be heard by those who are attending or watching a broadcast. In addition, the board encourages students to participate in civic affairs. Therefore, we hope that students are watching this meeting or in tonight's audience. Please be mindful of that, and please make your comments factual and offer them in a respectful manner. In compliance with all applicable state and federal laws, the governing board strives to respect the privacy rights of students and employees during our meetings. This includes the right for the identities of students to remain confidential. We also ask that speakers be sensitive to our employees' legal rights to privacy and confidentiality. As a reminder, those requesting to speak at this time will speak on items that are not on the board agenda. Please note that speakers' cards will not be accepted once the board starts the public comments agenda item with the first speaker. We have 4 speakers tonight, so each speaker will have 3 minutes. And I'll go ahead and just read off the order of our first couple. We're going to have Chris Nair first, and then Pedro Costa. So first of all, Chris, you can come to the podium, and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good evening. My name is Chris Nair. I'm here to talk about the timing of the stadium field renovations at the 3 high schools. I've been a parent in the district for 15 years. My wife is an educator. I've served as a high school athletic director for 19 years. I know what it takes to run programs, schedule seasons, and keep athletes safe. That is why I'm here. The goal stated in the last board meeting for this relocation of funds was implement targeted actions and services that support conditions for optimal learning, equitable access, and positive student outcomes. The rush of this project does not meet any of these goals. I support renovating our high school stadium fields. It's overdue, but doing this during the school year is the wrong call. A project of this size should have been planned more than a year in advance. And if winter construction is unavoidable, field permits need a 12-month lead time. We're not there. The savings from building mid-year come at a real cost to the students and families. More early dismissals, more missed class time, less access to teachers, more late night on buses, more stress and anxiety, and a higher risk of injury at subpar park fields. You have put the school and athletic departments in a no-win situation. Your mission, CVSU Forward, is to help students reach their full potential. LCAP goal number 4, promises support for the mental, physical, and emotional well-being. This last-minute plan does the opposite. There's also an equity problem. Let's just say a school gets Cal Lutheran. Will every school get an equivalent field? Or will some be sent to unsafe, second-rate sites while others get first-rate class facilities? Right now, the perception is that some schools and families matter more than others. And have we truly run the numbers? Buses aren't free, field rentals aren't free, lost instruction and student mental health carry costs far beyond construction savings. This plan feels rushed and incomplete. No equity strategy, no clear transportation plan, no plan to minimize lost class time. At the last board meeting, you spent a lot of time talking about the logo. But the questions that need to be asked are, how will this affect our students now? Is there an equity issue? Where are the positive outcomes for these students this school year? Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing this in the late spring, early summer, where it affects less CVSU students? We can and should renovate these fields, but not like this, not at the expense of our kids. Please pause, rethink the timing, and put our students, not dollars, at the center of this decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Pedro Costa, and then after him will be Brennan Beim.
Hello, board. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Chris just gave a very well-presented speech on the topic at hand, and I just wanted to give a student's perspective of what's going on with the field. So I'm going into my senior year at Newbury Park High School, and soccer has been such an amazing moment of my school experience. Me and some of my teammates here have come out to support, and it is honestly one of the best moments in all of high school for, I think, anyone, for all sports. And the stadium is an integral part of the soccer experience. First of all, going into my senior year, we get to have senior night, senior posters, all these cool senior activities, which I won't be able to have as soon as I leave high school. So I believe the stadium part will be a huge help to that. Also, quite frankly, I don't know why this is going on during the soccer season. It seems like the school puts in a lot of efforts and a lot of all this stuff for other sports, but I don't know. I don't see why soccer has to suffer for all this. Furthermore, going on with what Chris was saying, he mentioned a lot of stuff about how students' mental health and all this time and activities will take. Me personally, when I was playing on JV, I missed a lot of school time, having to travel to stadiums, and I know for Frosh practices are right after school at the stadium, so it's very convenient for students, especially who don't have cars that are freshmen and sophomores, to just walk over to the stadium and have practice right after. So having to change the stadium would mean a lot more from the parents, a lot more money to spend, and a lot more time in order for the students to get their practice. Furthermore, as December and January rolls around, the rainy season starts to come out in California. And to be frank, if we don't have any turf fields to play on, the pitches are going to be absolutely destroyed, filled with mud, and they might even cancel our games if we have to play on grass. Playing for club soccer for 15 years of my life, 14 years of my life has shown that when it rains, they close the fields no matter what. And having these discrepancies in the middle of our season can definitely ruin our whole momentum, and furthermore disrupt the overall fun aspect of soccer. To continue, me and my friends all extremely love playing soccer, and this season was honestly going to be my most fun. Last year they had 20 some odd seniors on varsity, and a lot of the juniors or seniors nowadays did not have that varsity experience to go out, play at late at night under the lights. And I think the stadium is one of the biggest moments of this whole thing. And it also, I'm honestly just a little bit jealous because when I go to these football games and all this, I see all the students come out to support their teams. And honestly, soccer seems almost subsidized in a sense where a lot of the parents who are here today are the only ones that are showing up to the games. And I think having them making them have to go out of the way to go all the way to the different stadiums will not only impact them, but impact the other students who might want to promote soccer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have Brennan Byam, and then Lana Clark will be our final speaker.
Good evening, board members. My name is Brennan Byam, and I am one of the parents of actually 2 players that play for Newbury Park High School. I grew up in this community, and I have coached in this community for, God, almost 15 years now. Probably coached 10 to 15 boys that are going to be on the varsity team this upcoming season. So I have a vested interest in the team as well as the community. To be quite honest, what is happening to them this senior season is a travesty, and it should not be done. For those of you that have any kids in high school, and for those of you who have played in high school, you look forward to 1 year, and that's your senior season. That is your season to shine. That is your season to get college coaches to come visit you. That is your time, and it is being ripped from them because of decisions made out of their control. If they don't want to play, that is up to them. This should not happen. Their stadium is being destroyed during their time. Why did we not do this during football season? Why did we not do it during spring? To save a buck. That's not their problem. That is your problem and how you save money and how you distribute funds. But don't take that away from them. I could tell you one thing when I was a senior in high school. My senior season, we played on a grass field. It rained half the season. We lost half our season. Our whole team looks back on that year as a missed year. Still to this day, we talk about it. That should not happen to these kids. And it's happening because of decisions made out of their control. That shouldn't be done. This is not something that is a catastrophe and their field needs to be torn apart for any reasons except voluntary reasons. That is just flat out wrong. And like I said, if you have any children, the girls that were speaking earlier were talking about how all these memories that they're creating and all these things that they're doing in school, they will remember that. It's all positive things. You want them to leave high school knowing that their senior season was cut short because we wanted to relay the turf during their soccer season. To be quite honest, it's unacceptable. It's an unacceptable act that needs to be reversed and changed. So playing at a park is just
Your time is
not
up,
right.
but thank you so much for coming.
Sure.
Appreciate it. And our fourth speaker is Lana Clark.
Good evening, President Powell, esteemed trustees, Dr. McLaughlin, and district leadership. My name is Lana Clark, Executive Director of the Conejo Schools Foundation. The CSF board is excited for the year ahead. continuing to deliver on our mission of supporting students throughout the Conejo Valley Unified School District. The first thing to share is that our annual soirees, 6th annual soiree, is coming up on October 4th. Come tickle the keys for a cause at a night of dueling pianos, which will feature hosted a cocktail hour, grazing tables, drinks, music, laughter, and fun. This is a fundraising event, and all proceeds go towards CSF's mission of supporting local students, teachers, and schools. You can find more information on our website, conejoschools.org. Next up is a reminder of our annual CSF teacher grants. This is our 14th year of offering the grants. Applications open next Monday, September 8th, and are open through October 10th. Any CVUSD teacher may apply for a grant up to $300, and again, the link and more information are available on our website. I also want to give a quick shout out to Bonnie Adamick, who we will be recognizing as the CVUSD Star Community Member on October 4th at the soiree. Bonnie pioneered and has been a primary funder of the program since its inception. We look forward to recognizing her vision and celebrating her generosity on October 4th. Acorns for Education, which was formerly known as School Sense and presented by the Oaks, is back this year. Anyone that makes an online gift of $20 or more to CSF will earn triple points for their donation plus 2,000 bonus points through the end of this month. You can see their website or ours for more information. CSF is going to again cover the spelling bee registrations for any elementary or middle school that wishes to participate. Interested schools can reach out to our program coordinator, Laura Mason, for more details. And last but not least, we invite you to join us on October 5th for charity karaoke, where our very own Dr. Powell will be representing CSF along with 19 other local nonprofits. It's a very fun event, and we have a solid win streak to maintain. So please come out to the Canyon Club, cheer her on, and cast your vote for CSF. Thank you, and let's have a great school year.
Thank you.
That concludes our public comment, sorry. I appreciate everyone coming out and speaking on behalf of your high school team and our students that are here who spoke today. I think the information is great. I've asked all of our principals to be here tonight to hear public comments, to hear from our parents and students. This is good information for us to go back and have a follow-up meeting. I don't know how other districts work, but this timeline was not dictated by any of our board members or district staff. It was a collaborative process between the sites and the district. So we will, again, go back, have a future conversation on feedback that was given to us today, and communication will come out. The final decisions on this project are not being made until tonight based on another agenda item where the dollars are coming from out of Measure I to be transferred over to allow us to do these fields. So there's still one more process, and that's why communication hasn't come out yet, is we needed to make sure the board took their final decision. And once that happens tonight, if it passes, schools have information getting ready to be presented out on what their plans are and answer any of the questions that we know that we've received in emails coming forward. So at that point in time, I would again continue to reach out to your school sites with your questions and your frustrations and district office. But I will let you know, our board has no decision in the scheduling of seasons or of games. So that is a collaborative process between us and the school sites. So please just know that information going into or following tonight's board meeting moving forward. Please email us and your school sites with concerns. You're more than welcome to email our board. They're happy to get the emails. We do talk about it regularly. They will see what your concerns are, but the decisions on the season and how games are scheduled and the process in getting these fields up and running are a collaborative process, again, between district staff and our school sites. So I appreciate, again, everyone coming out tonight, so thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McLaughlin. Okay, we are moving on to Section 3, Item 3A, Student Services, Adoption of Resolution 252604. Do I have a motion?
President Powell.
Trustee Goldberg.
I move that we adopt Resolution 25/26-04 in support of National Bullying Prevention Month as submitted.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Gorback. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on this? I was just going to comment that the theme for National Bullying Prevention Month this year, 2025, is designated by, as designated by the Anti-Bullying Alliance, is Power for Good, which encourages individuals to use their influence to stand against bullying in all of its forms, whether in person or online, and to actively promote a culture of kindness, acceptance, and inclusion.
President Powell.
Yes.
I just want to make a comment that, again, we're doing this in September, which is good, but this is not just an event for September. This is a kickoff event for the whole year of non-bullying, and I'm hoping that we continue with programs and projects and things to prevent bullying throughout the whole year. So I just want to make that point that this is not just a bullying prevention month and then forget.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, we will vote. Trustee Kearns.
Yes.
Trustee Gorback.
Yes.
Trustee Sylvester.
Yes.
Trustee Goldberg.
Yes.
Trustee Gill.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Motion carries 5-0 with a preferential yes vote from Trustee Kearns. We are at item 3B. Student Services Resolution. Do I have a motion on this one?
President Powell.
Yes. Trustee Sylvester.
I move that we adopt resolution number 25/26-05 in support of Unity Day as submitted.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will vote. Trustee Kearns.
Yes.
Trustee Gill.
Yes.
Trustee Gorback.
Yes.
Trustee Goldberg.
Yes.
Trustee Sylvester.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Motion carries 5-0 with a preferential yes vote from Trustee Kearns. And we are at 3C, Instructional Services, Adoption of Resolution 25/2606. Do I have a motion?
President Powell.
Yes, Trustee Gill.
I move that we adopt resolution number 25/26-06 in support of high school voter education weeks.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I would just like to comment for anybody watching who does not know that 16 and 17-year-olds can pre-register to vote. And so this week gives them an opportunity to learn about that, get registered. And I appreciate that the League of Women Voters is really active at our schools and coming out and giving presentations and registering students to vote. Last year, I believe there might have been a student who is now our student trustee who might have organized some activity around this week at Thousand Oaks High School. Yes. Good job. And also, high school administrators are encouraged to name one or more students as voter outreach coordinators to encourage student voter registration during these weeks. So, with that, we will vote. Oh, yes.
Yes, I would just like to quickly comment that there, to my understanding, there is a special election coming up, and so it's very important that you pre-register and you register to vote, especially if you're, like me, a high school senior. You might be 18 by that point and actually be able to vote in your first election this year. It's a very exciting opportunity, so I wanted to add that in there as well.
Great, thank you. And we will vote. Trustee Kearns.
Yes.
Trustee Goldberg.
Yes.
Trustee Gill.
Yes.
Trustee Sylvester.
Yes.
Trustee Gorback.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Motion carries 5-0 with a preferential yes vote from Trustee Kearns. We are at item 3D. Public hearing resolution 25/2607. We will not have any motions or votes required for this item. We will now convene a second public hearing to receive public testimony concerning the sufficiency of instructional materials and textbooks. Are there any public comment cards on this item? Thank you very much. We will now close the public hearing at 6:44 p.m. Are there any comments or discussion on this item from board members? No. Okay. Comments from Mr. Liu? Anything? Okay, excellent. We are moving on to item 3E. Business Services. Approval of the 24-25 unaudited actual financial report. Do I have a motion?
President Powell,
Yes, Trustee Sylvester.
I move that we approve the 2024-2025 unaudited actual financial report as
Second.
submitted.
Second.
Thank you, and thank you. I believe we have a presentation from Dr.
We do.
Hay. Excellent, thank you.
So this is representative of our 24-25 year-end financial performance, also known as our unaudited actuals, which we'll submit to the County Office of Education by September 15th, which they'll review. And then these reports, these financial reports will get audited by our outside third-party auditor. In the cycle of our budget and reporting, we're at right where you see the yellow arrow there. We're still in the prior year. We don't close out essentially the prior year work until the audit is complete, which should be around November or December of this year, which will bring it back to the board. Just some key insights before we get into the specific numbers. Our revenue was about $243 million, expenses $258. We do have a net deficit of about $11 million. LCFF accounts for 78% of revenue. Federal revenue, which has been a hot topic lately in the news, is about 4% of revenue for us overall as a school district. Local revenue accounts for about 9%, and other state revenue accounts for another 9%. Our ADA finishing the year 24-25 was $14,964. Our expenditure per ADA was just over $16,000. 58% of all of our costs are expended for classroom compensation. Salaries and benefits account for 85%, or about $219 million of our total $258 million spend budget. Books and supplies are about 2.4%. Salaries, benefits, gross, first flat revenue are really what's been driving the deficit for us. We are in the mode of budget adjustments over the next few years, which we've discussed prior. And our special education contribution is $21 million that gets transferred from unrestricted dollars to restricted dollars and spent for our special education program. So the numbers, as they sit, reflective of the notes that I just showed. Our pots in the general fund are essentially unrestricted and restricted. About $201 million is unrestricted, $182 million in expenses, and on the restricted side is $41 million with $76 million in expenses. Now the number looks kind of skewed, but we're still running revenue that we received in prior years that's being expended in the restricted column. That's why it shows that way. Typically, it's essentially a net zero, but anytime we get one-time dollars or we get money in advance, but it's spent over multiple years, we spend them as the years go by, and it doesn't show as revenue every year, but the expenses do show up. That's why the gap is so big. Our unrestricted dollars, again, about $201 million. 94% of it comes from the state through the local control funding formula. And on the restricted side, it's kind of almost evenly split. Local 37%, federal is 24%, and state accounts for 39% of our restricted dollars. Restricted like Title I, special education, other federal type programs. On the other side, on the expense side, typical in education, as most other school districts in the state of California, 89% of our unrestricted dollars goes towards salary and benefits, and 74% in restricted go towards salary and benefits, which are the people who do the great things that we do here in the district and the costs associated with them. Benefits account for 25% of unrestricted expenses and 27% of restricted expenses. We've been seeing some significant increases in benefit costs the last couple of years, and we're trying to work, and we made some adjustments in the plans that we offered to reduce our overall expense without compromising the benefit that for our employees and taking care of the medical benefits that are offered here through the district. When you look at our expenses by function, 82% of all of our expenses go into instruction-related services, with pupil services about 8%, plant and facility is 10%, general administration just hovers at 5%, community services and ancillary services are just below 1%. When you factor in our beginning balance and our ending balance, and then our revenue and expenditures, this table gives you the actual numbers broken down with unrestricted and restricted. You see a $20 million beginning balance and restricted. Again, that's revenue that we received in prior years that will continue to expend down. We took in another $41 million, but we spent 76 total. We had 30 million come in from the unrestricted dollars, which gives us a net of 15.8 million. Those are restricted dollars that carry over into the subsequent year, and then we'll be spending them in the next couple of years, depending on what the allocations for the revenue are and the deadlines to spend those dollars. Unrestricted, we net out the year with a $24.4 million net ending balance. When you break that $24 million down, aside from our smaller pots of revolving cash and inventory and prepaid items, we maintain our $3 million fiscal stabilization reserve. We're required to keep a 3% reserve as a rainy day fund, essentially. It's calculated differently every time based on expenditures. It sits at about $7.7 million, and it leaves us with about just under 13.3 million of undesignated reserves. So those are funds that we can use for basically anything we want. We've been using them to help us plug the gap in our budget between revenue and expenses. This is another way to look at our overall fund balance. You see $40 million total, but that $40 million, you can't factor in that prior mentioned restricted dollars, about 15.8. The only really free and flexible money we have is that 13.3 million of undesignated reserves. So when you look at our total fund balance, we do sit comfortably with a high balance there, but as far as flexibility with the use of those dollars, we're at the 13.3 million. We'll continue to focus on our fiscal health moving forward. We do have a 3-year plan of making budget adjustments, doing this through mostly attrition. As positions come up, we review those positions and then determine the need, and then move forward in a way where we're achieving some cost savings without being put in a position where we have to do reductions in force or people are losing their jobs throughout the school year. Some key takeaways: we did use our reserves to cover that $11 million gap. 82% of our expenses are spent on instructional related services. We do maintain small class sizes. We still maintain a 21.5 to 1 class size of K through 3. We maintain all our counseling support, academic interventions. Our restricted funds for special education and student wellness are still reflected. Our rising cost benefits, as previously mentioned, it went up about $2.2 million year over year. Utilities are up $800,000, and our special education contribution continues to rise year over year. It's an increase of $2.3 million. So we do have adequate reserves for the time being, but we got to continue to watch it and manage our fund balance accordingly as we move forward and throughout the year in our spending, and then as we begin to develop next year's budget starting in January. The other district funds we maintain, reflected here in this table. No surprising stories here. Adult education did come out on the positive side for this year. We are still watching that program to try to return it into consistent solvency by potentially opening up some new programs coming up in the future. Our cafeteria special revenue, that's our school lunch account. We're in the process of building a new central kitchen, and we have a plan to update our kitchens across the middle and the high schools and then down to the elementary schools over the next couple of years. That's why that balance sits so high. We continue to put our facility use revenue into deferred maintenance. It goes directly into there. And we use those dollars for any future deferred maintenance because we know that Measure I is coming to an end very, very quickly. It doesn't leave us a lot of money on the capital side to do some maintenance and larger projects. The building fund, Measure I, split in the capital fund and the technology fund. They're pretty healthy balances, but they'll be expended pretty quickly. The endowment is scheduled to run through 2034. Our developer fees, we have been seeing some development in the community, and we do get a per square foot amount for each of those developments. So we do have some money sitting in there that we're putting back into our schools. Our special reserve, that's our Topaz fund, and our surplus property fund. Again, same thing, money set aside for capital projects. And our bond interest and redemption fund is where we pay off our Measure I principal and interest payments. And then self-insurance, we are self-insured for health and welfare and for worker compensation. And we sit at a ending fund balance of about $25 million combined, $21 million for health and welfare and about $3.5 in worker compensation. Private purpose trust is just a small pass-through trust for scholarships and miscellaneous in and out dollars that get donated and pushed back out. So our next financial report is going to be in December for the 24-25 school year. And then also in December, we'll give you the first interim report, which will be the 25-26 financial report as to where we are from July 1st through October 31st of this fiscal year. We did receive notification that for the 23-24 school year, we received the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting. We're still the only district in the county and probably one of less than 15 districts in the state that actually does an annual comprehensive financial report, which is a more expansive report and more transparent report than just a regular annual audit report. We do submit this every year to the Association of School Business Officials International. It goes through a thorough review, and then they either put their thumbs up or thumbs down, and we've gotten a thumbs up for the last 5 years. Once this audit is complete, we'll submit the 24-25 financial report to ASBO International again, and then submit for the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting. And that's our report. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on the recognition again for excellence in financial reporting. Do we have any questions or comments from the board?
I really don't have a lot of questions. It was really an excellent presentation, and I know we all really appreciated the key insights and takeaways. I have a quick question because I've never seen it said before, like classroom compensation. Is that just teacher salary and benefits, or is it paras, or?
It's teacher salary and benefits.
Okay, I was just curious.
There's a minimum standard for school districts in California. They have to be, for a K-12 district, I believe, that it has to be above 55%, so we sit at about 58.
58, yeah, okay. So just an overall question. It was a great presentation. The numbers are a little bit sobering. I mean, we're starting to eat away at our undesignated reserves. And I know this is past our past year. In terms of looking forward, I mean, we're facing declining enrollment, as you pointed out. We're facing costs that are out of our control that are going up. And I know we'll see a look forward when we see the first interim. Do you see, I'm going to put on my glass half full. Do you see any bright spots, anything that you think could possibly mitigate some of this?
I think the bright spot is we haven't cut anything. Although we're eating into our fund balance, we have a measured approach into making budget adjustments over the next few years. We talk about it probably every Monday, and sometimes on weekends when Mark calls me and has an idea about, hey, what if we do this and what if we do that? So the conversations are ongoing. The bright spot is it's on our top priority to. As we go through this fiscal year and as we plan for next year. This is the year 3. We've always talked about year 3, never comes, never comes, never comes. Now, it hasn't come in sort of a fiscal cliff type of way, but that $11 million gap is that year 3 that was eventually going to happen. Our enrollment has stabilized somewhat. We do have a demographic report that is on taking us, I believe, till 2030. We're slightly above where the demographic report said we would be for this year at this point in time. So I'd say that's the bright spot is, we do have that measured approach, and we're not in a position where we're laying people off and making cuts to programs. I'd stop short of saying that's never going to happen, but we're minimizing those impacts to the things going on in the classroom, and understanding 86, 87% of what we spend goes to people. We're a service-oriented organization, so we take it year by year. We have to make it in year 3 in our multi-year projection, but I think we've made some substantial strides in budget changes that we won't see till the end of next year, but we'll get a little bit of a glimpse in the projections when we do first interim and second interim this year moving forward. And then again, we're just hinging on what the following year's budget is going to look like when we get the glimpse of that in January. But as far as on a year-to-year basis, we're sitting in good shape at this point in time, and we have a plan, and we'll continue to work that plan and make adjustments as necessary.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I just want to emphasize part of what Dr. Hayek's statement about us planning ahead. And I think if you watched the announcements of new administrative positions or people, you would see that we've just have a shift in positions and a elimination of positions within the district. So when we see the next budget run here in a couple months, we're going to see that a major drop in administrative salaries within the district. So I think that that's us moving in the right direction, knowing that we need to move away from the top first before we move down to other levels of the organization. And I think going into this year, we made a lot of strategic moves with open positions and filling them with folks internally that I think are going to be very successful in those positions, and then eliminating other positions once those positions open, or once those positions were vacant.
Just briefly, I want to thank you for the detail, the professionalism, the excellence of the report, and congratulate you on receiving an award for the excellence of reporting. So, thank you.
I just want to mention our Director of Fiscal Services, Jamie Ledesma, is here. Without her, we wouldn't have, well, the report wouldn't have been as good, so.
Thank you, too.
Thank you, and we're glad you're here. Anyone else? Yes,
Just, I too want to express my gratitude for the presentation and congratulate all of you on a handful of excellence in financial reporting. I think that that's really, really great. I expect we can have 2 hands full at one point. So thank you very much. The presentation was really clear, and I appreciate all the work that goes into it. And I love that you brought your cheering squad.
Anyone else? Okay, we will go ahead and have a vote then on approving this. Trustee Kearns.
Yes.
Trustee Gill.
Yes.
Trustee Goldberg.
Yes.
Trustee Sylvester.
Yes.
Trustee Gorbach.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Motion carries 5-0 with a preferential yes vote from Trustee Kearns. We are at item 3F, approval of a lease agreement with Oaks Christian School. Do I have a motion on this?
President Powell.
Yes, Trustee Sylvester.
I move that we approve the lease/agreement with Oaks Christian School for the real property located at 975 Even Star Avenue, Westlake Village, California 91361.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Any comments or questions? I would just comment that, oh, yes, go ahead, Dr. McLaughlin. I was just going to say really quick, I know the board had requested some additional language in there, and just wanted to say thank you for accommodating those requests. I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah, I just want to point out for those who may be listening from the soccer group earlier, this was the piece that allows us to shift dollars away from Triumpho, the Triumpho Elementary site. Now that Oaks Christian is taking that over under this lease agreement, the dollars under Measure I that was planned for that site will now shift to the 3 high schools for fields and tracks.
Thank you. Seeing no other comments, we will vote. Trustee Kearns.
Yes.
Trustee Sylvester.
Yes.
Trustee Gill.
Yes.
Trustee Gorback.
Yes.
Trustee Goldberg.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Motion carries 5-0 with a preferential yes vote from Trustee Kearns. We are now at Section 4, our consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
President Powell.
Yes.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. Trustee Kearns.
Yes.
Trustee Gorback.
Yes.
Trustee Sylvester.
Yes.
Trustee Goldberg.
Yes.
Trustee Gill.
Yes.
I am a yes. Motion carries 5-0 with a preferential yes vote from Trustee Kearns. Okay, we are at Section 5, our information and discussion items. First of all, we have the Board of Education, discussion of Board Bylaw 9224, oath or affirmation. Do we have any comments? Dr. McLaughlin, I think that's you.
Yeah, these are just basic gamut update from CSBA with the addition / student trustee adjustments. I think in the upper paragraph, the bottom paragraph refers to a specific law. That's why I did not add the student trustee / trustee in that paragraph. So.
Any questions? Trustee Goldberg, did you?
Oh, sorry, that
You're
was an
on.
accident.
Okay. Then we will move on to 5B. That's Board of Education discussion of board policy, administrative regulation, and new exhibit 1113, district and school websites. I believe that's also you, Dr. McLaughlin. Any comments on that for us? Does anybody else have any comments or questions on this? I was just going to ask, I noticed within the board policy, it aligns with BP 1325. I wasn't sure if that was a policy that was going to need to be kind of looked at again, since it hasn't been updated for several years. I just wanted to point that out. And then I had a question about some of the accessibility requirements of the website, like alt text. Is that?
Yeah, I think in working with Ms. Gold and transitioning us to our new website, I think that we've met all the requirements necessary in our website for that.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, we are moving on to 5C. Business Services, discussion of board policy and administrative regulation 0450, comprehensive safety plan. Do we have any comments from Dr. Hayek on this?
There's been some legal updates to what needs to be included in the school site safety plans. This is the first reading. Once it's approved, we'll disseminate out to the school sites and update the requirements for each of those school plans. They'll come back to the board for final approval within the next couple of months after they're reviewed with their site councils.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? I know one of the laws is around this inviting in of community members. Is that, I know we already have a process in place where we're giving notification, I think, to certain people, like, I think the mayor, specific like leaders like the mayor. So is this something that I guess it would be new for school sites to really consider inviting in people to actually be part of that planning process?
Yeah, it's an option to do above and beyond the site council. Some schools have larger site councils than others, so this opens a door to invite other members of the public or stakeholders or parents that maybe not part of the site council, but maybe want to have a say in the process. So.
Great. Okay. 5D. Human Resources, discussion of board policy and administrative regulation 4030, non-discrimination in employment. Any comments from Mrs. Ashmore?
This is a gamut update. It acknowledges that it's unlawful to, in a job posting, indicate that a driver's license is required unless it is explicitly an essential function of those job duties. It also ensures that all claims of sex discrimination fall under this policy, while Title IX will be maintained under the Title IX policy.
Any questions from the board? No. Excellent. Then we are on to 5E. Thank you so much. We're on to 5E, board committee reports. I don't know if anybody has any yet. Anyone? It's all starting up soon. Tomorrow, right? I would just share that in 2 weeks, the Conejo Coalition for Youth and Families will be having its annual summit. So that'll be a luncheon on September 17th. And this is an annual event that brings together local nonprofits and agencies across the Conejo Valley that serve youth and families to sort of network, share, and learn together. So there'll be lunch and networking and a panel discussion, really just looking at current issues facing services for youth and families. I just want to give a shout out to Amber Bowman, who is the CVUSD staff person assigned to the coalition. It's her first year doing this, and it's my first year on the coalition. So just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you. So thank you for all your work. And with that, we will move on to comments from the Board of Education. And we will start with Trustee Kearns.
All right, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone had a great back to school. I know I certainly did, getting back in the classroom with my favorite teachers and all of my wonderful peers at Thousand Oaks High School. I'm looking forward to homecoming weekend this weekend to officially start the beginning of the school year. I'd like to elaborate a little bit more on the high school voter registration education weeks that are coming up very soon at the end of September. I was recently able to tour Ventura County Clerk Recorder Michelle St. Jones' office and learn a little bit more about what goes into making an election happen. And it is definitely a very cumbersome process that has a lot of safeguards. But I think the most important part of that is being registered to vote early, being pre-registered to vote, making sure that you're prepared so that you can walk into the ballot on election day and vote. And so I'm very happy that we're having this opportunity at the end of this month to officially acknowledge that. And I'd encourage anyone not to wait for High School Voter Education Week to pre-register or register to vote now or as soon as possible, especially with that special election coming up and another election next year. If you can't yet vote, don't worry, your voice still absolutely matters. I would encourage you to come. I see we have many students in the audience tonight, community members. I'd encourage you to come visit our Board of Education meetings or particularly our Student District Advisory Committee meetings. If you are a student, they're really, really amazing part of our district where student leadership really thrives. And I invite anyone to come at 4 p.m. here in this room on September 15th for our next Student District Advisory Committee meeting where we are sure to have a great agenda and you're welcome to give public comments as well, just like regular board meetings. I hope everyone had a fantastic start to the school year. I'm looking forward to a great year of academics and here up at the Board of Education. And that's all for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Kearns. Next up is Trustee Sylvester.
All right, good evening, everyone. First off, thanks to Christy Warner and the Weathersfield Cake Kids. That is always a lot of fun when they come. And it's just incredibly gratifying to hear all of the work that they do throughout our community, Relay for Life being one example of that. So thank you for coming. Welcome to our new high school reporters. I think it's important, not just for the board, but for the community to hear about everything that goes on at our high school sites. So I really appreciate the reporters taking their time to come here each month with their updates. I do want to thank the public speakers who came tonight, as well as those who have sent me emails. Quite frankly, as the parent of a former athlete whose senior year was interrupted by COVID, I completely get it. So we have definitely heard what you've had to say. So we are off and running on the 25-26 school year. It seems we've had a relatively smooth start, which of course, as we all know, doesn't just happen. It really takes the hard work and preparation of so many people. Some are visible, others are behind the scenes. So I want to thank everyone who got our campuses and our classrooms ready for the first day and beyond. And thank you to our teachers, our staff, and administrators for welcoming both our new as well as our returning students. I hope all of our students and families had a smooth transition, whether it was just going up a grade, moving to a new school, or graduating and moving on to college, the workforce, the military. I had the opportunity to attend new teacher orientation, which included both brand new and new to us teachers. So again, I'd like to welcome all of our new hires. We are lucky to have you. In addition to voter registration, September is Attendance Awareness Month, and our initial attendance numbers are actually very strong. And considering the challenges and fears some of our families are facing, I believe that we're in pretty good stead. I give a lot of credit to the district for really doing an excellent job of reinforcing the importance of attendance, of coming to school, keeping up with assignments and instruction. I also see the work being done to identify the various reasons that our students may miss school and to be able to address them appropriately and individually. This takes a lot of effort, but it clearly yields results. So I just want to close with this. One thing I am most proud of in our district is the welcoming and inclusive climate we have worked hard to create. And our message, the message is clear. Every student matters, every student is valued, supported, and given the opportunity to thrive. So here's to a great 25-26 school year. Good night.
Thank you, Trustee Sylvester. Next up is Trustee Gorbach.
Good evening. First of all, I also want to thank Mrs. Warner and the K kids. That's always the fun nights of our year, and so I enjoyed seeing them again. Also, thank you to our campus reporters. It is a blast to hear what's going on campus and to go to some of those events and see what's happening. That's a lot of fun. Thank you to our public speakers. I want to promise you, as Trustee Sylvester said, you are heard. You are listened to. We do hear you. The first 2 weeks of school, including the welcome activities before the first 2 weeks of school, presented some fun activities. To see how fast, reluctant, and little apprehensive sixth graders become smiling, laughing, involved, Vikings, Cougars, Bears, is a real credit to their school's ASB and summer planning and caring, as well as the work of the staff working with those ASB people to have a fun pre-opening program. That was a lot of fun to see. First day is always fun. One of the fun traditions that I go to on the first day is to see Redwood's ASB welcoming and cheering the new sixth graders as they go down the gauntlet or the hall of fame up the steps to their sixth grade building. That's a lot of fun to see them being welcomed the way they are. Finally, I went to a football game this weekend and then stayed for a community festival. It started with the cheerleaders bringing out, I don't know how many, maybe someone can help me out with that. About 60 to 100 young Lancers who must have worked so hard during summer camp because they were so coordinated and synchronized that it was a blast. It was a blast seeing them. So that started with the cheerleaders. Bringing on the 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds. Wait, let me move my notes up. Staying for the summer camp, they were so coordinated. I have to say something about Mrs. Santangelo's choir. One of the best presentations, editions of the Star Spangled Banner I ever heard. Their choir is, anytime they present anything, is fantastic. It's always great, and I just congratulate them. As well as the dance team, they put on a show. You know, it was only the fourth day of school, and they put on a show that they had worked all summer on. So band, choir, dance team put on a fantastic shows for the first game of the season. So I had the privilege of sitting adjacent to the green hole with parents of all performance groups, football players, cheerleaders, ASB leaders, sometimes the same people, band and dance team. The green hole was as synchronized together under their spirited leadership. The students must have aged during that game 60 years because they started off with spirited running around, and they ended up with hair whiter than mine. Excuse me. Sorry. But it was a lot of fun being in the green hole, or being next to the green hole, and it was a fun week of activities, and congratulations to the whole district for getting off to a fun start.
Thank you. And next up is Trustee Goldberg.
So just to clarify, the white hair comment is because the green hole sets off flour all over the place, so.
I wasn't going to tell the secret.
I know, but then it seems like they aged because of the game, and they didn't. The game was great, the kids were great, everything was great. I too want to thank all of the people who have taken the time to write, to come, to speak, to stop me in the grocery store or wherever they may find me, to express concerns and appreciation. One of the greatest things about the beginning of school is that while the hard work may not be recognized in terms of so-and-so, the leaky faucet is now fixed, and who did that isn't necessarily noted, but the fact that the schools are clean, like Trustee Sylvester said, that everything is ready and working really well. When our CVHS reporter said she begrudgingly was happy to be back, that's without the begrudgingly, it seems across the board that everyone is very happy to be back with their people, and it's such an important piece of the culture and community of CVUSD, and I'm grateful to all who make that happen. And I'm going to say to our Westlake reporter, stick with Mrs. Blake, she's amazing. The K kids, we appreciate them as well as they appreciating us. I was going to make the joke and they used it first, so I had to put it in anyway. I'd like to, again, thank our student reporters and also our actual reporters who are students, who are here. The Panther Prowler sets the stage and sets the bar for everyone, so thank you for being here. That's it. It's going to be a great year. Thank you all.
Thank you, Trustee Goldberg. Trustee Gill.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you to all the public commenters as well as all the people who wrote to me and were in touch over the last couple of weeks. I read all these comments very carefully. I read them multiple times. I don't always respond right away. That's me reflecting. That's me maybe asking questions or doing some research before I respond, but I truly appreciate the time that you take and that you share your concerns and your insights, and I want to encourage everyone to keep doing that, please. It helps me do my job. Thank you to the student reporters. So glad to see them back. Thank you to the K kids. That was terrific. I'm so deeply grateful that we're off to this strong start, and I know that it's the hard work of so many. As long as I've been at this, it still feels like magic to me, but I know it's not. It's just hard work, and I'm so grateful. So thank you for this strong start to what will be a wonderful year together.
Thank you, Trustee Gill. Good evening, everybody. Happy to be here. Thank you. I will also chime in and say thank you, K-Kids and Mrs. Warner. Thank you, student reporters. Thank you, Panther Prowler reporters, for being here. We love having all of you here. I've also really just loved seeing all the energy and excitement and joy of this first couple weeks of school, both on sites as well as just looking at all the fun social media posts and the videos and, oh my gosh, all the just fun, crazy stuff that's out there that's happening. I know that we've also shared our gratitude for staff who've worked really hard to ensure a smooth start to our school year, last meeting as well as this one. I also want to thank any volunteers because we have so many volunteers that are part of it too. We have parents who are stepping up to be part of a PTA or a school site council or a DAC, District Advisory Council. And the District Advisory Council schedule starts this week on Friday with our GATE DAC. And I'm really looking forward to coming to those meetings and listening to those discussions. Just a little bit of education for anybody watching who does not know about the CVUSD District Advisory Councils. And you can get more information on the website. We have District Advisory Council, District English Learner Advisory Council, Special Education District Advisory Council, LGBTQ+ Advisory Council, African American DAC, GATE DAC, and Student DAC. So great way to get involved and informed, and you can check out all the great presentations from these meetings on the district website. I've really enjoyed watching some of the fall sports get rolling, and I'm looking forward to seeing more games in person. And just speaking of sports, I also just wanted to comment on our speakers tonight. I'm a parent. Both of my kids were high school athletes, and I also had a student who had his athletics curtailed by COVID. My second one did not. Luckily, it was wonderful, and so I really understand how important sports are, and that home court or field, and how disappointing to hear this news could be. So keep talking, and I'll just reiterate, we're here. We like to hear from people. It's what we signed up for. So we are here to listen to all of you. Happy September, happy Hispanic Heritage Month that starts September 15th, and happy Attendance Awareness Month. And that is it for me tonight, and it is on to Dr. McLaughlin.
No comments this evening, thank you.
Gotta give me some time to move on to the next thing here. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, we're at section 6. Okay. And we were wondering, some people thought we might actually be done by 7:30 tonight, and some did not believe that we would, and here we are. Wow. I think we're all pretty happy about it too, aren't we? Yeah. Do I see any nods? Yeah. We are at future board topics or activities. I don't know if anybody has anything they would like to add to this list at this time. Okay. I'm not seeing any lights coming on. So sadly, we will have to adjourn this meeting at 7:26 p.m. Thank you, everybody.